And hopefully we are live on episode 13 of The Vegan Hour with Abbey Jones from LOVECHILD. Abbey, yay! How are you, Abbey?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, I'm very well, thank you. Very
That's
well.
good.
Now, because we're doing this slightly different, I'm just going to make sure that everything is working here. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is working. There we are. We're
Perfect.
Up and running.
Ready to go.
And ready to go. And we will be, Abbey will be able to see the number of people coming on there watching. Okay. And we'll see people liking it and comments coming up straight away. Look at that. So, hello and Mol. I think that's...
Yeah, straight into it.
Straight into it, yes.
Okay.
So, so, good evening, folks. The Vegan Hour is brought to you by Burleytown Storage and Vegan Frothers. And I think we can see, look at this wonderful sign. They're proud sponsors of Vegan Life. Isn't that fantastic? So we can see it there just behind Abbey's head. So thanks to Burleytown Storage and Vegan Frothers, we have excellent Wi-Fi connection. So you get a picture that looks as good as this looks on the screen here. Isn't this fantastic? I love it. So, okay. So tonight, guys, I'm going to be talking to Abbey about LOVECHILD, what LOVECHILD is. It's the compassionate, what was it? Cruelty, what was it? The boutique, something boutique. What was this slogan?
Compassionate Living Boutique.
Compassionate Living Boutique. Okay, yeah. I like that. That's good. Okay. So I'm going to be talking to Abbey about how that came into being, about what it actually is, and a little bit about Abbey's vegan journey as well. A lot of this will be new to me, so that's fantastic. We both get to hear it at the same time. Kim has commented and says she has one of your singlets with the same wording, and I love it. Also, she also loves the new digs Harry. Okay, thank you for joining us, Kim. And Jessica, thank you for joining us. This is the new location, Jessica. Yes, and so yeah. A little bit different the way that it's done tonight because the filming is done slightly differently and I'm watching all the comments on the computer instead of watching it on the phone. I think this will work well. So tell us if the sound is good. If anyone's having problems with the volume of the sound, let me know. So let's talk about the events coming up before we get into anyone's questions and talking about Abbey's journey. Wednesday. Oh, that's, okay, 10th of August. That's tomorrow.
That is.
I'm good at this. Okay, at the Green Edge in Brisbane, north side of Brisbane, the vegan grocery and cafe place, the Green Edge, they're having a bake sale for Farm Animal Rescue. I should say Farm Animal Rescue is having a bake sale there at 10 a.m, goes to 3 p.m, and you can get burgers and Dagwood dogs and chips and fairy floss, etc. So that's tomorrow. Support Farm Animal Rescue by going to the Green Edge from 10 a.m. tomorrow. Also on Sunday at Mandela Organic Arts Cafe on the Gold Coast, I will actually be doing some work for a change. I will be volunteering for Cupcakes for a Cause for Farm Animal Rescue. So come along and say hello to Harry Bowman and get some cupcakes from us there. You'll be supporting Farm Animal Rescue. That starts at 11 a.m. That's in the garden section of Mandela's. And you can stay and have a lunch there, have some of their amazing waffles and that.
I'll have to come see you.
You have to, yes, definitely, please do. And get some of the cupcakes. Oh, they're fantastic. So that's the events. We've got 17 people watching, which is awesome. And Lorna tells us that the sound is, sound is low here. Well, Lorna, turn up your speakers.
We'll try to talk louder.
Rhonda says it sounds great, so.
Okay.
I'm doing all the talking in any case, but and I'm a loud talker. Now, one other thing, we have a competition running at the moment, and it's a very generous $80 prize. It's a meal for two at Easy House. Easy House Yum Chart. You like the Easy House Yum Chart?
Love Easy House.
Yeah. So the way that you can win that is by sharing this live stream onto your page, onto your friends' pages, your enemies' pages, also onto different forums, whatever. The person that shares the most is going to be the winner. So that is the competition we're running at the moment for a meal for two at Easy House Restaurant in Mermaid Beach on the Gold Coast, value of $80. So, I'm glad I got all that out of the road. That was...
You did it well. Well done.
Zoe says, I'll definitely be buying some baked goods from you, Harry. Can't say no to vegan food. Great. See you on Sunday, Zoe, when you come along to Mandella's. That's awesome. So, okay. Now, let me just tell you what I know about Abbey, and then I'll ask you some questions.
Yeah,
now,
sounds good.
I know that you have an establishment called LOVECHILD.
Yes.
This much I know.
That's correct. That is my business.
And I know that LOVECHILD is part of Greenhouse Canteen.
Yep.
It's actually like a little section.
Concept store.
Concept store. That's a good word.
Call it.
Concept store. There you go. Okay, it's a concept store.
Yep.
And now, how long has it been running? How long have you had?
So the LOVECHILD Laneway, which is in Greenhouse, has only been there for I think just over around 3 months now.
Okay.
So
actually, I like that LOVECHILD Laneway.
Yeah.
Laneway, because it's a little laneway.
It is.
That's good.
The name fits perfect for what the space is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all very new. We have LOVECHILD has done a lot before with Greenhouse when it was Greenhouse Factory in Kira.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
I wasn't aware of that.
No,
okay,
you're learning a lot because I didn't know you really back then. It's all new.
Life wasn't even worth living.
Yeah.
Was it? so,
well, not as well. You came in, but we've definitely the friendship's grown.
The friendship has grown, yes, because you're always a happy, bubbly person. I come to Greenhouse and you're always there with a hug and a smile, and I feel like it's a second home.
It is. It has become a second home.
In fact, sometimes I'm asleep in the laneway there, and you have to send me home. Anyway, so the origins of LOVECHILD started at the Greenhouse at Kira.
At Kira, that's right. Yeah.
Now, for people that may not be aware, Greenhouse Canteen is a 100% vegan restaurant.
That's right.
At Miami on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Yeah. Started originally, I think, 2014, I think, originally. Is that right?
Yeah,
do you want to fill us in on the history?
I think it would be about 2013, 2014, because I know LOVECHILD and Greenhouse, even though we didn't really know each other then, they did start around the same time. Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, they did. So I first became affiliated with Greenhouse. It was very casual at the start. I went in for dinner with my partner for my birthday. Yeah. And then obviously very excited about the fact that there was a vegan restaurant that was licensed on the Gold Coast to celebrate my birthday.
Right, yeah.
And went there and I was able to meet Natalie, who was the owner, and I think there was instant excitement about the fact that she has a plant-based food business and that I ran a cruelty-free clothing business. Yeah. So I think with both of our personalities, it was an instant, let's do something together. And it kind of just took off from there. So from there, we planned to do our first cruelty-free fashion and food event, which was amazing. It just, everything kind of took off from there.
So the first thing you did was a cruelty-free fashion and food event.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. And that was held at Kira.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of preparation, and the idea was to have a bit of a runway event and supply plant-based food.
I remember that. Yeah, I didn't go to it, but I do remember the event.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So, and then we also, but we were able to raise money for a few international animal charities.
Nice.
In India and Canada, so kind of everywhere. So it was a really good way for us to really create awareness for those animal charities, for the local, I think, Gold Coast community, to show them, that's what we're all about, showing them that I think plant-based food and vegan fashion isn't what people really think it is. It's it can be a lot more, and it can be quite fashion forward, and there's a lot
good
to the
terminology,
food.
fashion forward.
Yeah.
Yes. In other words, you're not missing out.
No.
By going cruelty-free, you're not missing out fashion-wise.
No, not at all. Yeah. No, you don't have to give up anything.
I'm no fashion guru or anything, but I understand, that's very important, obviously.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that was really, really great. That was, the response from that was so good, and I think the support from the local community on the Gold Coast was really good. And then from there, it was really such a success in the way I think that we were able to make that influence, and the response that we got from people and other businesses that were involved. We had Panna Chocolate involved, and Lush Cosmetics. So they were very, very supportive. And I think from there we kind of said, well, what's the next step? What can we do next? And Greenhouse greenhouse did relocate to the Miami area. And we kind of decided to put both businesses in the same space and bring them to life in that way.
And it seems quite original too. I haven't seen that before. I haven't seen that done before, so that's quite original.
Yeah.
So you've got this lovely little LOVECHILD laneway there on the side.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've got in there? I've seen some different items in that.
I think for quite a small little concept space, we've really been able to build on it quite a lot. So it's really a extension of our online store. So I guess just being able to showcase those, really popular pieces or, beauty products or clothing pieces that we know people, want to come in and have a look at and try on or test those beauty products. So
and they can do that. They can try them on there.
They can try clothing on. Like test the beauty products. We've got cruelty-free perfumes. We've really covered everything from shoes to clothing to beauty products.
What would be some of your brands that you would have?
Well, one that I'm wearing now is in the Soul Shine, which is very popular. So you can see
fruit, not friends.
Very good message.
Yes, good.
One thing that Tanya, who created in the Soul Shine, is very good at, kind of her wording with. I think it's very positive in getting the message out there in the right way and being received really well.
That's good.
So in the Soul Shine is a very popular brand. We're also
inner Soul Shine.
Oh, so in
the Soul Shine. Okay, in the Soul Shine. Okay.
Yeah. So Tanya's based, and in the Soul Shine is based in Byron Bay. We're all, I think. There's a lot of support between like Greenhouse and LOVECHILD and the brands that we all carry. So our own little kind of community there to, we're all on the same mission to show people that
there's a lot of, you find a lot of enthusiasm with the people that see your products and they're like, oh wow, this is great.
Definitely. Because I think people see it from, these brands on their own, kind of promote themselves in different ways or, are over different parts of social media. So to see everything, all their favourite cruelty-free brands under one shop, then, it's the response is great. People are like, oh wow, there's a place that I can, one shop that I can get everything from. We've
got the owner of Greenhouse has come on. Hi Nat. She says that battery's going to die. Love you.
That's pretty typical of all of us, I think, running on
battery anxiety or whatever they call it.
Running businesses but on low batteries.
On low batteries. I've actually got mine plugged into power, so it's right. So this is awesome. This is really good. So people go to Greenhouse and they get a feed of 100% vegan food.
That's right.
And then they see the LOVECHILD laneway there, and they're like, oh, this is cool because I've been there enough times to see them checking it out. And
people definitely.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So this is. Do you see? Now you've also got the online presence, haven't you? I didn't know that you could get them online as well.
Yeah, no, that's where it all started.
Okay,
online,
so that's and that's. What's the web address for that?
It's the LOVECHILD.
The LOVECHILD.
thelovechild.com.au.
thelovechild.com.au. Remember that?
That is the online home of LOVECHILD. Yeah, and that's where it all started. That's where
you cater for guys and girls.
Really just women's fashion.
Women's fashion. Okay.
Guys. In our laneway store, we do have some in the Soul Shine products. That we do have a few guys options.
Or maybe a unisex shirts or something like that. Maybe.
Definitely. Yeah. But online for women, it is predominantly women's fashion.
Okay,
yes.
right, yeah. So guys, if you want to get something for your woman, for your girl, and get a good feed at the same time. How to impress a woman? Take her out to dinner and then go, what do you think of these, dear? And just go. Have you had couples do that?
Yeah, definitely. There's been lots of different situations. I think. Partners that have come in for dinner and then the female partners come in, had a look, and then when they've left, told them that, oh, I like that, and they've actually come back a week later and bought them something. So
smart,
man. Very smart. So
that's how to make it work.
It's really great in that way that it does open it up to both sides. And in saying that, since we've opened, I have had a lot of interesting questions from what do you have guys options in. Vegan leather shoes and that kind of thing. It is something that we are working towards.
On. Yes.
And there is a very well-known brand, I think, a lot of people know Doc Martens.
Yes.
Who we are going to be working with soon and definitely stocking a guys and unisex range in those. So, yeah.
Beth says, hi Harry, hi Beth, and she says, great show, that's excellent. That's very good. So that's good, Doc Martens. I might have to finally upgrade to Doc Martens when he gets some.
Yeah, well, good to know that you can get the guys ones of those. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never worn them before, but yeah, that's cool.
You'll be shopping with me before you know.
Yes, I will be, yeah, definitely. And I don't have to go online, I can do it in person. So
that's right.
I mean, what a great combination. So what I love when talking to you before the show and now is that how passionate you are about LOVECHILD and how passionate you are about just the whole ethics of veganism. So it's all, for you, it's not separate entities, it's all connected. And this is, in my opinion, the way it should be, you know, with a vegan business. The person behind it should be like, this is what I stand for, this is why my business is 100% vegan, you know, and this is why I'm trying to change the world by exempling this, by sending this out there. And we were talking, we were having a discussion earlier about how if you're really passionate like this, that you will find a way to be cruelty-free in all the things that you do. You know, instead of, you know, accepting that something has to have an animal component to it, an animal ingredient, some animal testing or whatever, you look for an alternative. I mean, vegan leather, for instance.
Yes.
Look at the things I've seen recently. There's they're making it from mushrooms.
Yeah, there's...
Was it pineapple? Was it
pineapple leaf? Yeah, pineapple leaf mushrooms.
Yeah.
They're the biggest ones that I've heard of lately that are 100% natural.
Yeah. That's people thinking of ethical ways to do things and to get away from the cruelty.
That's right.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I think, there's definitely, you know, in the world we live in where, you know, it's progressing and changing for the better it can in so many ways. So we are able to, I think, stay ahead with it and, you know, do those things in a positive way that can make change for the animals. I think if there's a cruelty-free way of doing things and it means that we're not giving up anything and we can still live our life and enjoy it in, you know, more than basic ways, then we should really be, you know, getting behind that and supporting, or I think at least educating ourselves a little bit more. Because,
well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Hello, Anadi. Thank you for joining us. But that is exactly right. I mean, so fantastic now in 2016 that here on the Gold Coast we've got all these wonderful 100% vegan eateries where the food is just amazing. Yeah, starting with Greenhouse, of course, which is my favourite, where the food is amazing. Greenhouse, as I like to say, raised the bar, and I think the others had to go, oh, okay, that's how it could be done. Maybe we'll try doing it, you know. Up until then it was, you know, I mean, up until then it wasn't too bad. There was a few other places that were pretty good. Yeah. But I think Greenhouse came along, and Natalie in particular had a vision. Yes. And she was like, okay, yes, this is... And I remember before it opened, I remember reading about her in the newspaper and thinking, who is this girl? And then Greenhouse came on the scene, and yes, it's gone from there. And now you're connected with it, and it's fantastic. So
it's been really great. It's been a great journey so far.
We keep hearing about these new places. I was talking to you earlier about apparently on the Gold Coast we're going to have a couple of more vegan places opening. I'm not sure if they're 100% vegan. I don't have all the details yet. But what I've heard today is there are 2 more places, vegan places, due to open in the Robina area, and we'll see what that pads out to. I don't want to say much in case I find I'm shooting myself in the foot a bit there with that one. So.
But definitely new vegan businesses popping up all the time. So it shows that there
Brisbane has got the Charlie's Raw Squeeze. I was telling you about Charlie's Raw Squeeze. Their stores going 100% vegan. More stores opening all the time. They're going to be opening down here. We've got Cine Yum and Vegan Yum. I was showing you earlier. I think they're 100% vegan. I'm fairly certain they are. Maybe somebody can let me know. Anybody out there want to comment on Vegan Yum and Cine Yum? Now listen guys, we want questions. We want you to ask about ethical, cruelty-free products.
Yeah, definitely cruelty-free products.
Because Abbey knows her stuff. I was going to say Abbey knows her shit, but that was last week when I was talking with Simone. She knows her shit.
Same thing, I do.
Blake says the coast is fully frothing vegan, and it is. Yes, thanks to vegan frothers back here.
It is true though. I think the Gold Coast is
it's amazing, isn't it?
for the coastal place that it is, I think in comparison to, other bigger cities, you wouldn't expect that.
Do you travel a bit? You go to
yeah, we're always kind of travelling.
Yeah, well, actually, why am I asking? Of course, I see pictures of you guys travelling. And you notice, you go to other places and you suddenly go, oh, it's... we just forgot how good it was on the coast.
That's
because
right.
You're searching for a vegan place in some other places. I went up the Sunshine Coast to Noosa and I'm like, okay, well, it has Go Vegan Deli, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But then when it wasn't open and I wanted to go out for a meal, it was like, wow, this is going to be a little bit difficult here, On the Gold Coast, we're sport for choice. This is the place to be.
We really are. It is really
now,
good.
Thank you, Georgia, for confirming that Vegan Yum is 100% vegan. Excellent.
Very good.
Definitely got to check that one out. So that's good. Okay, so let's hear a little bit about Abbey the person, a little bit about your journey, your vegan journey, because I actually don't know it.
No,
and I've deliberately not asked you that because I want to be inspired and because your passion comes through, so obviously this will be interesting. So tell me, what was your life story?
So my journey, I think, and it definitely links to why I started LOVECHILD. But look, I think I've been vegan for nearly 5 years now. So it definitely goes quickly. But I think
congratulations.
Thank you. I think look, with my journey, I saw a lot on social media being shared. Like I was someone that before thought I was someone that cared about animals. I always loved animals, but I was that person that definitely ate and wore them all the time. So I would see little bits popping up on social media, and then I think, really kind of one day I decided, okay, I'm going to do a bit of research myself. Okay. I think to look back to say it really is as easy as to go online, to go onto Google, search what is animal agriculture industry, what is the reality.
Was it a big in your face wake up when you saw it?
It was very very in my face. Very kind of, it's such a shock to the system when you see it, because I think it almost feels like it's not even real, because you're like, how could I have been living my life for so long to not knowing the reality of what's actually happening.
What they call cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's very, very disconnected. So it's an interesting process that you go through, I think, from that first moment that you find out what's happening. And I feel that it's very good to talk about this, because I think other people might go through a similar thing of when they first find out the reality of what's happening and what you thought is so harmless, but actually is causing so much harm and pain and distress on these animals. So it was definitely, a struggle for me in that first part of finding out the reality of what was happening, and then figuring out what I was going to do to try and make a difference, to put myself out there because I think that's the instant feeling you get. It's so overwhelming, and the problem seems so big that it's like, what can I do as one person?
So I'll just interrupt you there. So it took a little while to sort of absorb and sort of really, where do I go from here, sort of thing?
I think it's so important for looking back now, because I've gone through that transition, for everyone to know that it is a transition, and it does take time to go through, and everyone's going to do it differently. But I think the biggest thing is trying to take what you've learned and be able to put it back out to the rest of the world in the most positive way possible. And I think it's very easy for people that first become vegan or choose to live that cruelty-free lifestyle can be a little bit misunderstood in the way they put themselves out there, that it might be negative because they are so passionate and so forward with...
Yes, you suddenly become like a born-again Christian. Sorry to all the Christians out there, but that's the only example I can think of.
No, and I think, a lot of people, it's good because can relate to something like that. And there is a lot of stigma around the word vegan, and there is a lot of misunderstanding and conception with the way people perceive it and think of what it actually, not understanding what it actually is. So for me personally, I did go through that. I think I was that person that was so heartbroken by seeing what happened and wanting to make a difference and put myself out there, but I really didn't know how. I think I was just a single person posting a lot on Facebook, which is a good thing, but not really having a direction with what I was doing.
Right.
I think I felt like I really needed to, for me personally, if I wanted to make a difference and really influence people, I needed to create a platform, something professional, something that went with the grain of society that I think people could have trust in, and you know, you can grow with people. So that's why I think, with my passion for the animals like that, and wanting to really...
Hence LOVECHILD, the idea of LOVECHILD was born.
Yes, that's right.
Fantastic.
With a passion for, you know, I've always worked within fashion and animals.
I just want to pause you there for a moment. James has joined us. Thank you, James. James Aspie, he said, in the most positive way possible. He's responding to something we'd said earlier. I'm just not sure which part.
Oh, yes, no, I remember that. Yeah, hey, James.
Paige has commented, thank you for joining us, Paige. Paige has commented that Mulaney has cafes with vegan options. And yes, Paige, I am aware of that. Chris has said food mill for the win. Yes, food mill, I forgot about. Sup, James. Hey, James, do you like the new format here? We're going to have you back on here again soon. Kim says, have a great session, guys. Have to go and look. She has to go. Look forward to catching you on the YouTube vid. Thanks for joining us, Kim. Rhonda has a question for you.
Do we ship to America? Yes, we sure do. Yes. We ship worldwide.
Yes.
So, yeah, we are based on the Gold Coast in Australia, but we do ship worldwide. And if you're on the website, it does give fairly good details there about international shipping. So,
excellent. Excellent. Hi, Candice, and James says it's heaps better, way sharper pick and better lighting, and a better looking guest.
and the host, yeah.
Thank you, you're too kind. That's good. So this is fantastic. Over what period of time, going back to your own awakening, as I'll call it, over what period of time did it take from sort of like, oh wow, you know, like, to... okay, I am making the change. I'm going to become cruelty free personally, and then, you know, so was it over a couple of months or a few weeks?
It was so my instant after, as I said, and as you know, it's different for everyone, but it was literally me watching a video, and I think it's good to talk very rawly and honestly about it. But it was watching a video of what happens in a slaughterhouse, and that's where the animals, you know, and that is the reality of what happens. And that once I saw that, I was like, okay, this is what's happening. This is where all animals are obviously coming from, and it seems like, well, of course, but really, we don't know. It is so distant, and I think it's that thing. Once you see that, you really can't turn back. And
that's true. Yeah.
Well, some people...
No, that's actually true.
Yeah,
you can't really turn back, but what you can do is try and block it.
Yeah, you can't turn back, but people can turn away from it.
Turn away from it, well said.
Yeah, so, but for me, it hit me too hard to think, now that I know the truth, I really can't. So it was, the next day, I was like, that's it, I'm not eating any animals.
The next day?
Yeah, it was the next day. But in saying that, that was vegetarian for me, which was only a week until I went completely vegan. So,
wow, I'm impressed.
It was, and it was funny how I did it. Like, I think cheese at that stage was my substitute for meat, so I didn't really know how to, it's different. I didn't really know how to do it. And then all that took was doing that same thing, going on, doing a lot of reading and watching a lot of videos about the dairy industry. Yeah. And once again, the minute you see that, you're like, well, no,
yes,
I'm not.
That's right. You know, the dairy industry is the meat industry.
Exactly. So, so that was kind of like from there, and then I think the passion for like the sharing the message and really trying to connect with other people just slowly grew from there. And it was about, I think, a year later that I kind of put everything together to start constructing a business plan for LOVECHILD.
Excellent. Now, let me just pause you there. Press the pause button. Adam's given you a compliment. James says, it goes without saying that was in response to the host, the compliment you gave to the host.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Now, I forgot that when we answered the earlier question that you ship worldwide, right? Yeah. Just wanted to bring up, in case it was the person that asked the question missed earlier, that your web address is thelovechild.com.au. Yes.
That's it.
Which
exactly.
I will actually, hang on, I can do it because with this new format, I can actually just do this, type in thelovechild.com.au
Very tech savvy, Harry.
and see if that works. I hope that works. Well, it didn't come up. I should have put W's in front of it or something.
Maybe.
I'm putting the web address in here at the moment, seeing if this will actually work on whilst live streaming. Getting very, very cold.
I'll do. You're close. Just
I'm
just
close.
Gonna be at the
It's
start.
a story of my life. Yes. There we go, guys. Okay, so in the comments, I've just put it in the Love Child's website, and Anmol says, "Hello, how are you?" And we are well.
We're very well.
We're very well.
In our element.
In our element. So you're in your element, aren't you?
I am.
Because we don't know what to expect when we come on the show. It's I do it I've done it every week for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
But each week it's new to the guest.
That's right.
So it's you're not in your element. You come in, you have to settle into it. Then you go, hey, I like this. It's nice to read the comments. It feels like I'm talking to people. And so what we want, guys, we want more. We've got quite a few people watching. We've got 19 people there at the moment. 21 is going up.
Yeah.
We want some more questions because Abby is here. She's got her Love Child cruelty-free boutique.
Any questions about
cruelty-free
clothing or even
other... While we're waiting for some questions, I'm getting asked in which country do we live. This is Australia. I keep looking down at the computer instead of looking up at the actual camera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because we have what we're watching on the computer monitor is about a delay of, let's count it, probably 15-second delay, I think. Yeah, see? Yeah, there we go, see? Okay. And now we watch ourselves look. That looked funny. Oh, that was silly. Okay, me doing that to the camera. Right, but, okay. Anadi says, loving the live feed. He is currently in Vegas at the moment and heading back to LA, but heard Bill Clinton is coming to town, who I will miss, not to mention he is also vegan. Yes. Apparently Bill Clinton is vegan. I've heard...
Yeah, I've seen a few things circulate through the internet about that.
And also the opposite as well. I've heard that he's not completely vegan.
It's hard to know sometimes.
It is hard to know. I mean, But, so, okay. Where were we?
Back to the journey.
The journey. I love it.
But and also anyone that wants to, I think, ask questions, I think, any other, like females or males, but if they think there's something that, they might be able to ask easier, like if they're going through a certain, like, transition or, like, with, going vegan or...
Blake would like to know if you've got any men's clothing. Now, we were talking about that earlier. Where were you, Blake?
He just jumped on.
Yeah, jumped on.
That's okay, yeah. So definitely, at the moment, we don't stock men's clothing online. We do have our concept store in Miami on the Gold Coast where we do have some guys options for vegan clothing. Definitely in the Soulshine, the shirt that I'm wearing. Do some t-shirts, and we're going to be stocking some vegan leather shoes by different brands, and I think we will definitely grow the range a little bit for guys, because there probably is a little bit of a gap there, I think, for guys to have somewhere to go where they know they can get what they need. As
we established earlier, as long as the guys keep their girl happy...
Yeah, that's number one.
That's number one.
You can do that,
Everything else works well. The universe is a happy place.
That's right.
So if you haven't figured that out, guys, you shouldn't be in a relationship. Steve says, hey Steve, good to see you join us. So it's really, really good that what we have now, see your journey, and it is a journey of awakening, it becomes a journey of compassion, and then it's for you, you weren't just going to stop there on a personal level. You were like, no, I'm actually going to expand this out. I'm going to, create something that is helping the animals, that is helping people have something that they want that's not harming the animals, which is fantastic. So you've really, right. The Love Child baby was born. I just realised what I said there. That's actually...
It really was.
It really was, which is awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I love the way that you've integrated it in with Greenhouse Canteen, which is just every time I say the word greenhouse, I want to eat something from there.
Yeah, I know.
Like a veg sub or a. Are you guys still doing the pulled jackfruit enchiladas?
Yeah, jackfruit enchiladas are there, and the
here's a plug for Greenhouse. The best meal I've ever had in my life, full stop, was the pulled jackfruit enchilada from Greenhouse, and I was just astounded not only by the size of the meal, but astounded by the texture, the flavour, the what they call in food terminology the mouthfeel. Everything was just spot on, 10 out of 10, and I just came away from that and went, well, I doubt I'm ever going to eat anything better than this. This is as good as it gets.
You keep coming back.
That's right. So Rhonda asks, how long does the vegan leather shoes last? That has been my hardest item to give up. I try to be as frugal as possible. Good question.
Yeah, that is a very good question.
Yeah.
I think most, so it's important to know most vegan leathers are synthetic materials. So like a PU, which is polyurethane. So it is a man-made material, and a lot of them are produced in different ways. And then there are natural ways that vegan leather can be produced as well. But the quality of all of them is really is quite well. It's produced very well, and the quality is good. We've never had any problems with like the vegan leather shoes that we stock in the way of, you know, their longevity with wear. The wear is definitely great. So I think that's quite interesting with that. It's something where we've kind of been trained to think from marketing that real leather is the only type of fashion that is real quality.
So it's a brainwashing, isn't it?
It really is, and it's hard to break that, especially when our whole life, you know, we've been told that if you want good quality, it's got to be vegan leather. It's got to be real leather. You know, I think right back from school, it's like, you know, if you're going to have shoes.
That's right, the leather shoes.
Yeah,
that's
it's got to be.
I will say just on that point that there may not have been a synthetic alternative decades ago that actually lasted.
Yeah,
so we're actually now at a point where we can very easily surpass what used to be the leather shoes.
That's right. Yeah, I think with where we are at now, and with, you know, the demand is growing for those cruelty-free materials, and I think brands are recognising that. So as we mentioned before, Doc Martens, for example, who have been around for many years, and I think known as a leather brand, but now have brought out a range where they're, you know, 100% confident in that the whole production process is vegan.
So that's going to mean that there's obviously the glues, which is sometimes an issue with, like if I go to Kmart or something like that and I buy some shoes from there, and I look, I check the thing and it's synthetic upper, synthetic lining, synthetic whatever, but the glue may be animal, have an animal component in it. I'm not actually sure. Do you know what they use?
Look, I think it's different with everyone, and that's why it's always good to ask. If I think if you're purchasing, you know, an item where you're
certainly they wouldn't know it came up.
No, they might not.
Sorry, Kmart, but they'd have no idea.
Might have to go back a few people to find that one out.
I just use that as an example,
But yeah, no, definitely. I think that is, you know, it is.
But have you actually have you found out what the component in glue is that would be animal derived? Are you familiar?
No, I think that's something that, you know, would be different with how it depends with why that particular the way they manufacture that they would want to use.
Because I'm just curious because like you've got gelatin that comes from bones and stuff,
right?
Which people I'm just wondering what they make the glue out of if it's bones or something. I mean,
I'm guessing it would probably be something similar, but yeah, that is definitely one part, like, you know, one part of cutting out the animal use, you know, completely. But exactly. I think the definitely main focus
that's one part.
Is the fact that, you know, that animals are being killed specifically for their skin, for shoes, and for you know, leather jackets and all these kind of items. And I think people don't realise, you know, the reality of where it's all coming from.
Yeah. Hooves. Okay, Rhonda says it's the hooves that are used in the making of the glue.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And Blake was eating at Easy House. That's why he missed the question earlier earlier
okay.
about the
we can
men's.
excuse that.
That's another one of my favourite 100% vegan places with a vegan yum cha. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and giving away the competition soon for the meal for two. Excuse me. Now, Linda says, can you explain what PU is?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that a leather backing is used sometimes.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on that a little bit before. So that PU is a synthetic material. Once again, this is why it is so important that you always ask. Like if you're purchasing an item where you're not sure, always look at the labeling, always ask. There definitely may be, depending where you're buying from, there may be, vegan leather that is, or like PU that's, marketed as PU that particular brand might use leather attached to it. So, might, like you said, might have a leather backing.
Okay.
Usually most PU wouldn't, because it kind of really usually doesn't make sense if they're going to use that one product then to attach the animal product. But it's a really good question, because these are the questions we've got to ask, because it's it's we're working our way, and I think brands in the world are working our way towards cutting out those materials, and everyone works differently. So that's why, and that is why I started LOVECHILD, to create a one-stop shop, a platform where you have 100%, that everything is vegan. You know that there's nothing.
Because you've done the hard yards, you've done the research, you've found the places that you can be guaranteed that they're ethically sourced.
That's right.
From.
Yes.
And then you bring that on board and you make it available through LOVECHILD.
That's right. So people know that there is somewhere that they can go, and you don't have to think about that. The minute you hit that platform, you know that everything you're getting is.
Even just hearing you say that, I feel relaxed knowing that. In the same way that I feel relaxed going to a 100% vegan restaurant.
That's
same
right.
thing. You just walk in, you go, this is my world now.
Yeah.
This is the way I'd like the world to be.
That's right.
And I don't have to go, oh, excuse me, is there dairy in that? It's this is it's like, no, there isn't.
Yeah. So definitely, I think with that, always look at the labels. Always look. I think the shoes, it's always kind of labelled on the inside or underneath, or definitely don't feel scared to always ask the shop assistant, or if it's an online retailer, what the material overall is made from. So,
in your experience, would say a sales assistant at a retail outlet know? Do you think?
Look, I guess they can only be honest, and there's and then there's possibly further research that can be done by you, and I think that is the best way always, is to do your own research. It might be hard in that single moment to find out, but
hey, Simone, she loves them relaxed feels.
Hi.
We have no excuses nowadays, because research.
That's right. And I think,
we can just, everyone's got a smartphone.
Yeah.
At least one.
You
can be in the shop. You can be right there, right then, and just research it right there. And within a couple of minutes, maybe get your answer.
That's right.
You don't even have to go home and hit the computer. And
very much with the whole of living a cruelty-free lifestyle. I think, those normal questions that we get asked a lot about, where people just kind of aren't quite. And look, it's not really, I think, it's not their fault, because we were all there once. We didn't know. But
that's true.
I think it is important to put out there that it really is, if you're someone that's, that isn't vegan or doesn't live a cruelty-free lifestyle, that it's great just to jump online and do your own research. And once, kind of, if you're not agreeing with the facts that people are saying, I think or the things people are saying, you'll find that when you do that research, that the facts are there straight away.
Going back to your journey, what I love about your journey is that, it differs a little bit from a lot of the people that I've spoken to, because a lot of people do actually come from a health angle, which is more it's doing something for them, and then the ethics of it come into it later with regarding the animal. With you, it wasn't from the health angle. It was actually, wow, this is what's happening to the animals. I can't support this anymore in good conscience. Now I'm aware of it. I have a decision to make. I can either, as you said, I can either turn away, or I can embrace the change.
That's right, and that's what I think. It's a hard thing about the world we live in, that it is so easy for us to turn the other way. It is, you know, I think at some point we've got to say, you know, we do carry that responsibility to be truthful to what's happening. And I think what people are misunderstood about, that it's this, you know, extreme lifestyle, it's this massive change that we've got to go through, and that it's, you know, that, oh, if I wear, you know, vegan fashion, I'm kind of going to be labelled this certain way, or if I'm this or that, but it's
and guys, go to her website and prove that wrong, because because your vegan fashion is, not your vegan fashion, but cruelty-free fashion is, well, you're not going to know the difference.
No, that's right. It's
But the animals are going to know the difference, because they're not going to be used for it.
That's exactly. So I think we can all really learn something from just educating ourselves that little bit more, and know that I think it's for anyone that is watching or might ever watch this that thinks it's you know, something that's really hard, or this big lifestyle change, to know that it really isn't in like a dramatic way. It is really only a positive thing, and that you are able to do it in a way that suits you, and in a way that is in line with the things that you like to do and the way you like to live. You can just, it's just shifting things around a little bit, really. So, and there's only benefits that come from it. So it's, can always be a little bit tricky at the start.
It's going to benefit your health, it's going to benefit the animals, it's going to benefit the planet.
Yeah.
And, you know, the information is out there. We are actually really, really fortunate now in 2016 that we can use technology in a way to create awareness for ourselves and to create awareness for others. So we can do the research, as you're saying, as you did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago, there was nowhere near as much information as there is now.
No, that's right. It's crazy how much it's grown.
And in another 5 years, you know, it's just, and it's become so, you know, you'll be aware that it's the word vegan is so searched on Google. You know, it's one of the top searches. As you'd also be aware, so many businesses have at least vegan options now, or are looking to bring them in, or that. You know,
that's right.
It's become such a big thing.
Yeah.
It's really quite exciting times.
It really is. I think when you talk to people, a lot of people say you can feel that the change is happening, and I think, you know, when you talk to people just generally, and someone that never would have mentioned the word cruelty-free or vegan is talking about it, and I think the biggest thing is that stereotype is starting to be broken down, and I think the truth is really starting to push forward, and the more, I think that's why it is so important for, you know, everyone to get behind these, you know, 100% cruelty-free businesses, and really help them, you know, get the message out there.
Prove that they can be successful by us supporting them. Prove that they can be successful, and then their success will make other people, other business people as well, just look at them and go, wow, we can do this. I mean, I don't accept excuses anymore. I've seen too many success stories for me to accept the excuse of any business that goes, oh, we just need to have some dairy because the customers need it. No. Stick to the ethics, stop making up excuses, and actually, you know, make the business 100% vegan and make it successful, and stick to what you know in your heart is right. Stop supporting cruelty, you know, and this is what we need to do. So, and I'm saying that straight to the camera, so the message is getting heard. This is what we need to do. We're seeing the proof of it, and it's getting harder and harder to believe anyone that says, oh, no, our customers need it or whatever. It's like, well, no, I don't buy that anymore, you know. If you're 99% of the way there, go 100% of the way there, and breathe a sigh of relief that you did, and that you're running your business in that 100% ethical fashion. You know, that's, so, and this is what's great. I mean, that's what you're doing with your business. That's what Greenhouse does with their business. You know, they don't say, oh, we just have a little bit of cruelty here. You know, it's like, no, this is what we stand for. This is the only way the world's going to move forward. We have to be compassionate to all life, and the only way we can be compassionate to all life is taking a stand.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to take a stand. You took a stand 5 years ago, personally. You took a stand in a very short space of time. You went, okay, I see the problem. What am I going to do about it?
That's right. And that's how I did it. And as we've kind of said, everyone's journey is going to be different. And,
that's right.
I think, you know, people need to feel comfortable in knowing that you are able to do it your own way. you know, in your own time. Obviously, sooner is better rather than later. In saying take your time, we want you to do it straight away.
Yeah, tomorrow. That's the hard bit, because when you see what's going on with the animals, when you even contemplate it for a little bit, and you start to think, wow, and it plays on your mind, and you really want the world to change straight away. You really want to sort of grab people and say, hey, wake up. Do you realise what's you're supporting, happening? What you're doing? You know, you could make a change, and in making the change, you're not only just helping them, but you're actually helping your own health. You're helping the planet's health, you know, and we've got all the studies to prove it. Yeah. We've got governments now agreeing that it's a problem, you know.
Yeah, it's all starting to link together.
It's all linking together, and it's getting harder and harder for people to kick their head in the sand.
That's right, yeah.
You know, it's just...
I think, it's definitely all linking together, different parts of society on different levels, you know, everyone doing their own thing, and that's what it's about. If it's, you know, I think... Don't feel that, you know, for me personally, it was that being very passionate about obviously like making a change and trying to get these animals out of cruelty and create that awareness and putting it behind a business. For, you know, other people, it's, you know, activism every day. For other people, you know, for you, it might just be, you know, not even calling yourself a vegan. It's just making a choice when you leave the house that day. You know, when you get to the counter and you're going to buy a bag or, you know, a burger from somewhere, that you choose to have that option that doesn't involve the animal, and that means that, you know, you're making such a difference, and it's a ripple effect, because it means you're not putting your money over the counter towards, you know, that money then is passed on to saying, we've got the money here, there's a demand, we're going to kill the animals. So,
I like that, the ripple effect too, and you're also, by doing that, you're setting an example as well, and it's interesting, I believe we influence the people around us more than we realise in the way we live our lives.
Oh, very much.
You know, people mightn't say anything.
That's right.
But they'll notice the way you're doing things.
That's right. People, you know, people are always watching, so it might feel like you're not doing doing a lot, and even if you're not, you know, talking about it, your actions, you know, people are seeing what you're doing, and it is something that people are being influenced by, definitely. Yeah, and then one day one of your friends goes, oh, I've gone vegan, and you go, wow, why was that? Oh, because I saw, you know, what you were doing, and you're like, wow, thank you, you know. So that's right. So one person can change the world, and you change it heart to heart. That's how you change it, not by standing up there doing a big... actually, you can do it by doing a big speech as well. The James Aspie's work fantastic too. That's it. Does it very well, because, you know, being true to... I didn't mean that, though. It sounded like I was saying that wasn't going to work then. But no, I understand what you mean. So just being true to what you're passionate about and how you want to live your life. And look, saying that, James is very, very passionate too. He's fantastic, and it comes through. So passionate. Tanya, who runs in the Soul Shine, you know, with these t-shirts, she's, you know, passionate in what she does and very talented in her designing. So your passion is just bubbles over with what you definitely with what you're doing, you know. Does and even like, you know, with you, Harry, you can see, you know, in what you've created. Well, I love being able to do this to just sort of get some awareness out there. That's it. And this is me coming alive after being vegan 36 years. It's like I've just sort of woken up. Yeah. You know, because you can do this now, the technology and that. I think it's really great. I think it's pretty special that, you know, for you being, as you said, vegan for that long, and then me, you know, only for like 5 years doing this. And then 5 years is a good long time too. But you can imagine how excited I feel seeing all the change in the world now. It's just like a couple of years ago there was a big push. They had a thing called Vegan World by 2020. Yeah, I remember that. It's dropped off a bit. I don't see much of that anymore, right? Yeah. And they're only 4 years away from it, so maybe they think it's not possible. But I like that idea. I think it seems like something that, you know, is very unachievable. I think something like, you know, to a lot of people it seems unrealistic. But I think the thing is, it's up to every single one of us. It's up to me. It's up to, you know, that person and that person educating their family and, you know, friends, and that means that, you know, we are the change. You know, that's a very well-known saying. But if we can really, you know, if you really think about it for a second and put it into perspective with real life, it's, you know, we don't like seeing the cruelty, we don't like seeing the environmental damage that's happening to our world and the world's suffering, but the only way, it's only we get so shocked but we're not willing to actually make the change ourselves, and that's what will happen, and that's the ultimate goal that personally for me, and I think for anyone else out there, is just for us to enjoy our lives, but do it, you know, so that we
do it
can
in a way that respects all other life.
That's right, and it is possible, and that's what I think people don't understand. It is possible, and it is
possible.
It is easy.
It's more than possible now, isn't it?
From eating to fashion to you know, any way that you live. It's just you know, it's just as simple as changing the way you do it a little bit. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give up.
You actually gain. You don't give up. You gain.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone gains. Everyone wins.
Yeah.
This is the way the world has to be. This is awareness. This is wisdom.
That's right. So it's exciting. It's a good thing. It's not. It's not crazy. It's not a cult. It's not. It's you know, all those things that people think it is. It's not extreme. It's there's only positive things that
somebody
come from it.
Commented today, said something on my post today. They said on one of my posts today about, they said they couldn't see the world changing or something. I said, well, how about you just focus on the possibility rather than focus on you can't see it happening. You know?
That's
so
right.
focus on, and the one definite possibility, I'm spitting now. The one definite possibility we can all focus on is the change in ourselves.
Yes.
You know? And that change, just individually, the animals' lives that we save just by us, without talking to anyone else, by us making a decision, we're saving, I think, 300 or more lives. Do you know the figure?
Yeah, I think it's over 100.
It's over 100, yeah.
I think it's more
I've
than
seen
that.
varying figures,
But by not eating or wearing animals over the year, one person has that, you know, that capability to make that change. So we're more powerful than what we think.
I'm having a look at the time, and I'm going to have to start wrapping up. See, I told you it goes quick. You know, when you get into it, when you get the enthusiasm and the passion happening, it's really good, isn't it? So it is going. It is starting. We're starting to head up to the end of episode 13 of the Vegan Hour, which has been sponsored by Burleigh Town Storage and Vegan Frothers, and I have had the wonderful Abbey Jones from LOVECHILD here. This has been the first episode that we have done from the new location with the better quality live stream. I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. And we didn't get a lot of questions tonight, but that's fine because we had a chance.
Plenty to talk about.
It was great. We had plenty to talk about. It's really good to hear your journey and to see what you're doing with LOVECHILD. So I highly recommend that you drop into Greenhouse Canteen at Miami on the Gold Coast Highway, corner of Mountain View Avenue, and see Abbey and LOVECHILD laneway there and grab some wonderful food, 100% vegan, cruelty-free food at the same time. You've got it all, everything covered there.
That's right.
So before we go, from food to fashion, that's good, good slogan. So before we go, remember the competition. Easy House is giving away, not Greenhouse, Easy House is giving away, there's so many houses, giving away a meal for two, the value of $80, simply by sharing this live stream. You can go into the winning for that competition. So get sharing, guys. Ethan says, Abbey is so cute. You're so cute, Abbey. Good on you, Ethan. And Ethan loves Greenhouse. Everyone loves Greenhouse. So, guys, I think we've only probably got a minute or two to go. These live streams tend to time out after an hour, so I won't push my luck. So thank you for joining us tonight. Next week, I welcome back Rob Thompson, my vegan musician friend. He will bring his guitar and serenade us a bit. Rob was on in one of our very early episodes, I think episode 3, Rob was on. So he will be back next week. It'll be good to have him back. And we've grown a bit since then, so I look forward to that. Thank you guys for joining us. So remember, choose compassion over cruelty and live vegan and save lives. And I will see you next week on episode 14 of the Vegan Hour. And I'll close now by running around the front and turning this. That's the only thing I didn't work out, so I can't turn the live stream off from here.
Okay.
So thanks for joining us, guys. And Abbey will wave goodbye.
Bye.